Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? How y'all doing? It's your girl Jazz and I am back with another video. Also, excuse the hair because I just took a shower and I'm letting it air dry and it's really frizzy when it dries. I'm trying not to put any heat on it, but it looks like this right now. We're just gonna work with it. We're gonna roll with it. Let's go. As you can tell from the title, it's going to be a video about the keto diet. If you watched my first weight loss update, I told people to do their research about the keto diet because I just gave the basic idea of the diet. However, due to some demand and the fact that people still ask me,
what the heck is keto? How do you eat keto? What is this keto diet?
I have thus decided, after I took a poll on Instagram, that I will be making this video and I will explain the diet to the best of my ability. Again, I am not a nutritionist, and before starting any sort of diet, always consult your physician. Better safe than sorry, know what I mean? Alright, shameless plug, but if you've seen my face before and you aren't already subscribed, what are you doing? Click the subscribe button, it's free, it's down below in the description box somewhere. We love free things around here, so subscribe, just do it. Or don't. You know, but please subscribe. Anyway, if you want to know what the keto diet is, explained by Jasmine, then just keep watching. This video is probably really long, so make sure you grab a snack or something. And let's get down to business. Okay, this is a disclaimer before I put out any information. All of this information is not my own work, but a combination of all of the research that I've done. But most of the research in my explanation today is evidence-based by Dr. Andreas Eenfeldt. I hope I'm not butchering his name. This was also reviewed by another doctor, Dr. Brett Scher. I also hope I'm not butchering his name. I also want to clearly state that this video is for educational purposes only. Gotta put that in there. Whew, okay, let's talk. The ketogenic diet is essentially a high-fat, moderate protein, and low-carb diet. I've said this in my first video before on my weight loss update. Click right here to watch it. That's another shameless plug, but I've said that before. This diet allows a person's body to burn fat for fuel rather than glucose. In other words, sugar coming from carbs. This is because the diet depletes your blood sugar levels, again, glucose, and will produce ketones instead. These ketones will now be the body's main fuel source for energy. So before keto, your body is already running on glucose, which is coming from the carbs that you are eating. But by eating carbs, you are spiking your insulin levels, and it is much harder for your body to burn any of the fat that you already have in your body. But by consuming fat, i.e. going keto, you are having your insulin levels go down, and then your body turns into a fat burning machine. Macros for keto are 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carb. This means that 75% of your daily calories should come from healthy fats. Emphasis on the word healthy, and we will talk more about that later. 20% should come from good quality protein and 5% should come from carbs. Take into account though that on keto we count net carbs. And if you don't know what net carbs are, it's basically carbs minus the fiber equals net carbs. This is where you need to do some tracking, some researching, some Googling. Read your food labels. Read your food labels. And you gotta track if you really wanna stay within those macronutrient profiles. The number of calories a person eats in a single day varies depending on your age, your height, your weight, your activity level, and your goals. I've linked the macronutrient calculator that I use down below, specifically for keto. You can find out exactly how many calories you need in a day and all that stuff. Here's a note with this link though. For the activity level section, most people should put down sedentary unless you are a high performance athlete or you have a labor intensive job such as a construction worker. It is also recommended that people start off with 30 to 50 grams of net carbs just to make it a bit easier to go into keto. But as for myself, I started off doing the strict keto, 20 net carbs. Just did it like that. Also, jumping straight into keto isn't recommended for women. There's a few studies on that and some people on YouTube say that or recommend that. But I just went into it again. You have to consult your doctor. I'm just gonna repeat it because this is very important. Make sure to consult your doctor before starting any diet. That's the infamous question, huh? Well, you can eat a lot of things on keto, but I'm gonna give you a basic list. Earlier I said healthy fats. This includes butter, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, ghee, stuff like that. Most of us consume vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, and other types of oils of that sort. Those are not healthy fats. Those are not good for you. Again, you have to look up what sources of fat are keto friendly and what are good for your body. I mean, honestly, it's pretty simple. I gave you the majority of healthy oils already, so yay. Natural fats or healthy fats can also come from food, like avocados. Those are great and they have a good amount of fiber. I personally love avocados, so it's a win. You can also have fish and seafood, especially salmon. Salmon has a good amount of fat in there and it's a good source of protein as well. There are a bunch of people that have been doing keto for years and they do recommend staying away from certain fish such as tilapia, swordfish, and even tuna. But I love tuna, like tuna sashimi. Oh my god, I love tuna. But I limit my tuna consumption after I watched a video from DeLauer. I will leave that link down below if you want to know more. Apparently tuna in a can is much better for you. Obviously you can have meat. You can have meat on the keto diet. They recommend grass-fed and grass-finished meat. Grass-finished means that it has been fed grass its entire life, it being the animal. But if you're trying to do keto on a budget, you gotta work with what you got. I mean, I try to get grass-fed beef most of the time. It's hard to find grass-fed and grass-finished beef around my area, but you can honestly like look online or whatever. Other times I just stick with my bacon. You know, it works well with my macros and stuff, so yeah. It's not necessarily good for your health in the long run, but for right now, it's working just fine. And I have bacon in moderation now too. I used to eat it every day, but now I don't eat it as much. You can have eggs. Eggs are great. I said it in my other video before, my top keto foods. Eggs are great. You can have cheese. Try to look on the labels on some cheeses though, because some cheeses have carbs or like more carbs than others. Some don't, but make sure you look. We also don't want low fat anything. We want the full fat for any type of cheese, guys. This includes cream cheese, mascarpone cheese, ricotta cheese, even sour cream. Sour cream is not necessarily a cheese, but it's within the dairy section. So get full fat. You can also have vegetables, but here's the quote that I've seen a lot. Vegetables that grow above ground. For the most part, it's actually true. This includes things like leafy greens, like kale, spinach, lettuce, cabbage, and other vegetables like asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower. There's probably a lot more that you can have, but I stick to what I like, so that's why my list is so few. Fruits are also allowed on the keto diet, but specifically berries only. So that's blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. But you need to keep track of the carb count because if you eat too much, the carbs go up. A waste of your carbs for the day. I mean, unless you really want to. Like if you want to have all your carbs come from fruit for the day, that's fine. Do you? Well, since we were talking about berries, let's talk about the other fruit that I have not mentioned. Apples, mangoes, bananas, pineapples, other fruits. You can't have those too high in sugar, too high in carbs. You also can't have beer or cocktails. There are a few beer companies that have like very low carb beers, but it's kind of hard to find. You can do your research, but for the most part, no. Any alcoholic beverage that isn't pure spirits or 100% pure alcohol is a no-go. Some people have wine. You can fit wine into your diet, but it's mostly red wine. Not a sweet one, it's mostly a dry red wine. You can also try white wine, but then look at the carb count again. You just gotta read labels, guys. You gotta know what's in your stuff. You're also just better off making your own cocktail with like soda water, diet juices, or diet soda. Diet juices or diet soda isn't really good for you, but they technically fit into keto if you aren't that strict on yourself. Not good for you in the long run though, just know. How strict you are on keto depends on your goals and how fast you want to reach them. Some people cut out alcohol completely, some don't. Do what works best for you. You also can't have grains, pastas, and breads, guys. That's a given. No carbs, especially refined carbs. You can't have regular soda, because I mentioned diet soda and diet juices before, but you can't have regular soda and you can't have regular juice. You also can't have sugary coffee beverages, so sorry Starbucks. You can honestly make your own keto beverages at Starbucks, and if you guys want to know how to do that, leave a comment down below and I will make that video for you. Sorry guys, if you have a sweet tooth, you can't have candy or chocolate unless you get like 90% or higher dark chocolate. You can honestly have some Lily's chocolate. They're sweetened with stevia and erythritol. Super good. I highly recommend if you have a sweet tooth also. Baker's chocolate is a good choice too. It's 100% unsweetened chocolate, but I personally cannot handle that bitter taste, so I have to add stevia. Even with the stevia though, it's still bitter. You also gotta avoid sugary foods and starchy foods. See a pattern here? Processed food also isn't recommended, but I mean, I like Spam and I work it into my diet occasionally. I don't have it like every day. I probably have it like once a month or something like that. If it's my macros. It's not good for the long run though. Again, you can basically Google a ton of nutrition information online on any single food item. They have it, I promise. Well, the first benefit that, you know, attracted myself and other people as well, like a lot of people, is that you lose weight. But this works for like a lot of other diets too. You will lose weight if you eat at a deficit. I emphasize deficit because you can eat keto and not eat at a deficit and not lose weight. If you're eating above your maintenance calories or just doing a free-for-all, all-you-can-eat fatty diet, nah, you're not gonna lose weight. Insulin is the fat-storing hormone in your body. This will decrease while the fat burning or using fat for fuel in your body will increase on this diet. Another benefit is appetite control. When you're fat adapted or burning fat for fuel 24/7, your body taps into your fat stores. These fat stores are basically full of fat that has been in your body for like weeks, months, maybe even years. Just the fat that you already have in your body. Going on keto reduces your feeling of hunger because you're eating until you're full. Fat is going to make you feel more full. Healthy fat, guys, healthy fat. A lot of people like to mix keto with intermittent fasting. I did that. It worked out for me. Right now, I do intermittent fasting every other day. I used to do it every day, but now I do it every other day. You can also save money because you aren't snacking all the time and you're basically having like either 1 or 2 big meals a day. When I say 1 or 2 meals, people are like, whoa, that's all you eat? But no, it's actually a lot of food. I always hit my macros. I always hit my calories. I'm not starving, guys. Another benefit to keto is being able to control your blood sugar levels and also reversing type 2 diabetes. This is out of my area of expertise, but this is what I've researched and is backed by a doctor. So you can take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just the information that I'm giving to you. So what we already know is that keto lowers blood sugar levels. Thus, it reduces the need for medication and reduces the potentially negative impact of high insulin levels. While this could help reverse type 2 diabetes, it is also likely effective in preventing or reversing pre-diabetes. Many studies have shown that low-carb diets improve some risk factors for heart disease, including the cholesterol profile, HDL, triglycerides, while total and LDL cholesterol levels are impacted modestly. Another thing is improved blood sugar levels, insulin levels, and blood pressure. Another benefit is energy and mental performance. For me, it was after the keto flu, guys. Like I had that twice, or maybe like just once, but then I actually got sick again after. So it lasted like 2 weeks. The keto flu is a common side effect for most people. Some people don't get it. Like my sister, she didn't get it at all. It just happens to the best of us, I guess. But back to energy and mental performance. The brain doesn't need carbs to function. It is fueled by ketones that our bodies are producing while we are on keto. Keto has also shown to improve focus and concentration. I can attest. There is also the resolution of brain fog and improved mental clarity. Another benefit is a calmer stomach. There's less gas, less cramp, and pains. I can also attest to that. Need I say more? Another benefit is increased physical endurance. In theory, being on keto should increase your physical endurance by improving your access to the energy in your fat stores. The body supply of stored glycogen will only last for a couple of hours of intense exercise, but our fat stores have more energy in our bodies to potentially last us for weeks. Another benefit is the reduction in body fat percentage. In both of my keto weight loss update videos, I show you guys a little chart at the end with my measurements besides my weight, but I do have my body fat percentage on there and you can see that my body fat has dropped a lot. So when you're on keto, your body fat percentage will go down if you're doing it right, obviously, as your body continues to tap into the fat stores and burn fat for fuel. And the last benefit I'm gonna share with you guys today, this is also out of my area of expertise. Obviously, I'm not a nutritionist. It's epilepsy. The keto diet is a proven and effective medical therapy for epilepsy. Keto can allow some people to take little to no anti-epileptic drugs while potentially still remaining seizure-free. The keto diet was originally used for kids with epilepsy, but it works on adults just as well. Again, I got my information from a lot of different sources, but I'm gonna link the one that I have talked most about today. Ketosis, again, is when you're burning fat for fuel. The first thing you want to do is restrict your carbs to 20 grams of net carbs per day. Again, if you want to be a little bit more lenient and follow the recommendations of other people, you can do 30 to 50. For me, I just went straight to 20. The second thing is restrict your protein to moderate levels. Keto isn't a high protein diet, guys. It's a high fat diet and a moderate protein diet with very low carbs. The recommendation is to stay about 0.8 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. If you lift weights though, or train hard at the gym, you can play around with this number, maybe increase it if you like, but 0.8 is the recommended. Number 3, eat enough fat to feel satisfied. The big difference between a keto diet and starvation is that keto is sustainable and starvation is not. Because I mean, you can starve and you can get into ketosis, but are you gonna starve forever? No. Number 4, avoid snacking when you're not hungry. This is hard for me personally because I love to snack. I have snacks, keto snacks that I have in the day that I just eat and make it into my meal. So if I think of it as a meal, it's not snacking. But you should only eat when you're hungry, and then when you're hungry, you should have real food or like a meal. I snack, it fits my macros, and I'm Gucci with it. Number 5, add some exercise. 2 weeks into keto, well for me, I didn't exercise until I got over the keto flu. In the first few days, it's hard to get back into exercising when you're first transitioning into keto. You're gonna feel like shit, guys. You're gonna feel it. You can lose weight on keto without exercising, but it'll start to slow down after losing a significant amount of water weight, because in the first few weeks of keto, you will lose water weight. And then if you stick to it, you will lose actual fat. And the last thing to get into ketosis is to sleep enough and keep your stress under control. When you are sleep deprived and you are stressed out, that raises your blood sugar levels, which can also slow down ketosis and weight loss, guys. So get them Z's and chill out. I'm gonna quickly go through the common keto side effect that's out there on the internet. I've experienced the first one, which is keto flu. You basically feel like you have the flu. You feel like you have a headache, you're fatigued. Sometimes people are dizzy. You have difficulty focusing on stuff. Again, it depends on the person if you get it or not, and then it also depends on how long you have it too. I got over it after like a week. The actual flu symptoms lasted a few days, but my body didn't feel good until like a week, maybe a week and a half. Also, when you start a low carb diet, you lose a lot of water. That's what I mentioned before. You lose a lot of water. That's the water weight. And you also lose a lot of salt as well when you're peeing that out. That means you gotta replenish on your salt, guys. Just drink some water and you can put some salt in there. Have some electrolyte. The one that I like is linked down below. I have a lot of favorites, so I'm gonna leave it down below, guys. You can even have bone broth once or twice a day. Honestly, it's gonna make you feel better, and you warm it up in like a mug and then you just drink it. Some other common side effects include leg cramp, constipation, and constipation is a fact, guys. It's a fact. Keto breath, I haven't experienced that. Heart palpitations, I haven't experienced that myself either. Reduced physical performance, at least in the beginning, yeah, I can say that's true, but then afterwards, no, it's just the beginning when you're adjusting. And then reduced tolerance to alcohol. This one, why am I showing my thumb like this? Reduced tolerance to alcohol, that is a fact, at least for me. If you're on keto and you do decide to have alcohol, make sure you watch out for how much you drink. Watch out, guys. Honestly, you don't need anything. I started off with like MCT oil. It helps in the beginning, but like as you're adapted and you keep going, you don't need it anymore because your body will just burn the MCT oil and not your stored fat. So you don't need it. Scrap it. It's kind of expensive too. For me specifically, I take some vitamins and minerals. So I take magnesium, and I also take cod liver oil for the omega-3s, vitamin A, vitamin D3, and a little bit of vitamin E. I'll link those down below if you guys want to check those out. Also, Also, I just wanted to put it on here too. Don't fall for stuff that says keto or has the word keto on it. A lot of brands will market that this food item or this drink is keto friendly, or this is a keto drink or something like that. You also don't need exogenous ketones. Apparently the purpose of exogenous ketones is to get you into ketosis faster, but you're better off just like fasting for a little bit and you'll get there. Honestly, you don't need those things and they cost a lot of money anyway. There are also some people that should avoid doing the keto diet, such as high performance athletes and women that are pregnant or wanting to become pregnant. There's a lot of information about that out there. I'm not going to talk about the type of people that should not do keto. That's way too long. That's too much info, so you can Google that. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. This was a long informational video and I hope it brought a lot of insight to those that are still wondering what the keto diet is and how to actually do the diet. Link down below are my sources. If you are thinking about starting the keto diet, I highly recommend it, but it is not for everyone. You may want to continue researching after this video just to be safe, guys. Just to be safe. Do your own research. I know I made this video for you guys, but again, do your own research to confirm for yourself. I am not responsible for your actions because you make your own decision. I personally decided to do this because I wanted to lose weight and I wanted to change my life, and I can safely say that my life has been changed and for the better, guys. I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another video. Bye!